I made my way down to Miss Monroe's desk. "Oh, I almost forget. Can I take a look at your essay books, please, Marvin? I would like to see what progress you have been making so far." I nearly almost choked, but I managed to hand over my essay books. The top one of the pile in hands was the only one that was complete. Miss Monroe picked up that essay book and opened it. She looked at the first page in astonishment. Of course, I had immaculate handwriting too. Miss Monroe flicked through each page and she got to the end and she turned to smile at me, and oh, what a smile. It was the sort of smile that could turn any guy into mush and go weak at the knees. "Why, Marvin, this is astonishingly good work, excellent in fact. I am very proud of you." I looked at Miss Monroe in utter amazement. You are?" "Why, yes, of course I am. Anyway, we had better get these books back to the library." "Yes, but of course, Miss Monroe." Miss Monroe began to pick up 10 of those heavy books, but I, being a gentleman and trying to impress Miss Monroe, I quickly snatched up the top 5 from the pile she was about to pick up and I placed them on top of my pile of 10 books. "Are you sure that you can manage to carry all of those, dear?" Again Miss Monroe called me dear. It was music to my ears. "Yes, of course I can manage," I said breathlessly, lying through the back of my teeth, as I struggled to carry the pile of books out of Miss Monroe's study class, down the corridor and all the way into the library. To my delight, it was completely empty. Not even the librarian was there. There was just a book trolley that had been left down an aisle between 2 bookcases. It was the returns trolley. A few books were stacked on the shelves that had been returned and the books needed to be placed back in their proper place on the bookshelves of the bookcases. As quick as I could, I placed all of my pile of books onto the trolley that was down the aisle. Miss Monroe smiled at me as she then placed her books down by the pile of books I had placed onto the trolley. "Well, would you look at that, my exact pile all need to go back here at the top shelf of this bookcase. Your pile of books need to go on the bottom and middle row of shelves, Marvin. Do you think that you can stack those books for me?" "Sure I can, Miss Monroe." "Why, thank you, dear, you are so kind." "Not a problem at all, Miss Monroe." Oh, if only I knew that my mistress was manipulating me there and then, but if I had known, then I would not be her pet right now, and I am very much happy to be so. Miss Monroe looked for a foot ladder. It was a good strong metal one and she soon carried it over from further down the aisle and propped it up against the bookcase that was next to the book trolley. I began to sort out my pile of books and began to put them back in the right place on the shelves of the bookcase. Miss Monroe took up her pile of books and began to climb up onto the foot ladder. She soon got onto the highest last step. And she began to place back her books. This was it. This was the moment I have been always waiting for. I immediately stopped what I was doing and I finally turned and looked up Miss Monroe's dress. I knew that any moment now she would turn around and slap me so hard, I would be knocked senseless, to my shock. Miss Monroe did nothing.